Hello, students, and a very warm welcome to Study Hub Sri Lanka. I'm your teacher for today, and you know what? We are going to explore a really fascinating chapter from your grade 10 science textbook. So, today's lesson, it's all about the cell. I'm talking about the fundamental building block of every single living thing, and that includes you and me. Okay, let's dive right into this and find out what makes us, well, us. All right, so here's our plan. We'll start with how cells were first discovered. Then, we're going to take a tour of the tiny, busy city inside every cell. After that, we'll compare the two main types, plant and animal cells. And finally, we'll understand how they actually grow and multiply. So, how did we even find out about these tiny, tiny structures? I mean, you can't see them with your own eyes, right? Well, our journey begins over 350 years ago. So it all started with a guy named Robert Hooke, way back in 1665. He was looking at a thin slice of cork under his microscope, and he saw something that looked kind of like a beehive, these little chambers. He's the one who named them cells. But that was just the start. Later on, other scientists like Schleiden, Schwann, and Virchow, they built on this idea to give us the complete theory we have today. Now, what's really cool is these three simple points here, they form what we call the cell theory. And this isn't just some small idea, it's the foundation of all modern biology. So the crucial takeaway is this. Everything alive is made of cells, and those cells have to come from other cells. Okay, let's move to our next section. Imagine we could shrink down and take a look inside a cell. It's like a super busy factory. And inside this factory, there are all these small structures called organelles, and each one has a very specific job to do. The most important part, you could say the control center, is the nucleus. Think of it as the manager's office. This is where all our genetic information, our inherited characters, are stored in these things called chromosomes. And it's the nucleus that gives all the instructions for what the cell should do. Just as a little fact, humans have 46 chromosomes in their body cells. Next up, we have the mitochondrion. Now, if the nucleus is the manager's office, this is the power plant for our factory. This is where all the energy is made through a process called aerobic respiration, so the cell has enough power to do all its work. So the factory floor itself, that's the cytoplasm. It's this jelly-like stuff that fills up the cell and holds all the organelles in place. And the factory walls, maybe the security gate, that's the cell membrane. It's super important because it carefully controls everything that enters and leaves the cell. And this really shows you how complex a cell is. We also have ribosomes, which are like the protein-making machines. Then there's the endoplasmic reticulum, which is like the transport network, kind of like conveyor belts. The Golgi complex packages and ships things out. And the vacuole, well, that's a storage tank for water, sugar, and other stuff. Okay, now that we've had a basic tour of the cell, let's see how plant cells and animal cells compare. They are pretty similar in many ways, but they also have some key differences that are super important for what they do. As you can see right here in this table, the biggest differences are that plant cells have a strong, rigid cell wall for support. They also have a huge central vacuole to store water, which is really important for the plant. And, of course, they have chloroplasts to make their own food. Animal cells, they don't have any of these. So, if all living things are made of cells, how do we grow from a tiny baby into an adult? It's a good question, right? The answer is cell division. See, our cells don't just get bigger and bigger, they actually multiply. There are two main ways that cells divide. First, there's mitosis. This one is for growth, for repairing your body, like when you get a cut. And it creates two daughter cells that are exactly identical. Then there's meiosis. Now this one is special. It's only for producing gametes, sperm and eggs for reproduction. Now, the crucial point in meiosis is that it actually halves the number of chromosomes. So in humans, a cell that starts with 46 chromosomes will divide to create gametes with only 23. And this is absolutely essential for reproduction so the baby ends up with the right number of chromosomes. This table here summarizes it perfectly. Mitosis makes two identical cells, and its purpose is to build the body for growth and repair. Meiosis, on the other hand, creates four unique cells, and its whole job is to pass on genetic information to the next generation. So, why does all this matter? Why is it so important for you to know this? Well, understanding cell division helps us understand life itself. Think about it. Without mitosis, we couldn't grow or even heal from a simple cut. And without meiosis,
Well, the number of chromosomes would double with every single generation, and all that genetic variation that makes each of us unique just wouldn't be possible.
So let's end with this thought. Every single one of the trillions of cells in your body started from just one cell. Just one. It's an absolutely amazing process that builds all the diversity of life we see all around us. And that's our journey through the basic unit of life. I really hope this explainer was helpful for your studies. Thank you so much for joining me today. We will meet again with another episode from your science subject. And hey, to make sure you don't miss our next lesson, please subscribe to the Study Hub Sri Lanka YouTube channel and make sure you click that little bell icon. That way you'll get updates immediately when we post a new video. Happy studying, everyone!